And we are live. Welcome to How to Consolidate, Automate, and Dominate. I am your host, Joe Beck, with the Sales Activist. And with me in the studio today is my co host, James Shockley. Let me just introduce you to James. James is the founder of Marketing Mate. And today we're going to be talking all about how to consolidate, automate, and dominate. James is a marketing and automation expert. He has worked with hundreds of clients across the world in over 15 different niches. I think that number's actually even changed since then. Um, Continues to work with entrepreneurs all across the world, helping them to automate their marketing efforts and make their businesses grow. But to get started, I think the best place to start is kind of what really impacts a lot of different people, especially entrepreneurs. And it's what we like to call the entrepreneur's dilemma. And maybe this sounds a little familiar to some of you. You know, as entrepreneurs, we're always out there juggling multiple things. We're juggling all the different technology that's out there. We're juggling, of course, our budgets, right? With what we have to spend and what we invest in that technology. And most importantly, and this is almost always the case, we are juggling our time. So efficiency is at the top of the list when it comes to what it is that we're juggling as entrepreneurs. And I think as an entrepreneur, and I can tell you from my own experience, there's just a lot of different options that are out there. So many different things that we need to have in our businesses to be successful. And let's talk a little bit about what those things are. Let's break them down. Let's go through what some of these things are, what they look like, and why they're needed in our business. And more importantly, what they actually cost. So, in today's world with technology, you need a lot of things to operate as an entrepreneur, right? At the top of the list, especially as you're growing your business to keep things organized and on point, you need to have a CRM. Now, depending upon what CRM you look at, whether it's a basic one or a little bit more robust, you could be spending anywhere from $100 to $250 or more per month just for your CRM access, just to be able to collect data and put it in a place that's easy to keep organized. But what else do you need? Well, nowadays, especially, with the advent of technology and marketing online, you need the ability of creating funnels and landing pages and squeeze pages and all these things that allow you to collect data and send your message out to the world. And, depending upon what option you go with, a simple funnel builder can be as low as $100 a month, all the way up to $350 a month, depending upon how robust you want it to be and exactly what it is that you may want it to do. But now more than ever before in today's market as well, we all know that SMS technology, having the ability of direct messaging people via text and SMS and messaging features is really, really important. We all know that SMS is viewed more than a lot of other access methods. So, what does SMS automation kind of look like in today's marketplace? Well, that could be another $100 to $150 a month. And now that we've gotten these things going and rolling in our businesses, now we need to also think about where do we store our online data for our courses? Where do we put information that people can access and download and more importantly, pay for? Well, you need to have a place for course storage in today's marketplace, especially if you're doing something online or selling a product online. These online course storage programs could be anywhere from $100 to $200 a month or more as well. And then finally, and this one is always a challenge to talk to people, it's calendar technology. I don't know about you, but I've had for the longest time prior to Marketing Mate, I've had multiple different calendar technologies out there. One calendar working using one form of technology, another one accessing a different calendar using a different form of technology. And these things averaged anywhere from $25 a month, again, to almost $100 a month in some regards. When you start adding all of these things up, when you start adding costs of all of these different things combined with the cost of your time and energy trying to juggle all of these things, it came down to one point: you lose efficiency. Not only does it cost you a significant amount of money, but your efficiency is impacted. Why? Because you're pulling from different systems, you're grabbing things in different places. You're just not as efficient. Well, imagine if you could get all of those things working together on your behalf, putting all of those things together in a way that they worked easily together, they were synchronized and synced together, and it made everything work together more efficiently for your benefit. Well, that's exactly what Marketing Made is, and that's exactly what James has built. And I know I'm a true believer in Marketing Made. I've been using it for a while now, and it's completely revolutionized my business. And I'm so excited to have James with us today because he's going to spend some time today not only talking about Marketing Mate, but he's going to demo the product for you. He's going to show you exactly some of the functionality that it can do. And then we're going to open things up to some questions later on at the end of the presentation. So, James, it is a pleasure having you in the studio today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your calendar. And the floor is yours, my friend. Take over. Let's see Marketing Mate.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. It's great to be here. Yeah, and thank you all for joining us here today. So what I would love to do is show a live demo of a live account. It's actually my dad's business, so we've got permission here. And I want to show everyone, the basic functions of Marketing Mate, plus some of the, the way we really push the system and really try to, expand the system outside of just the platform itself, right? Because, sometimes to train ourselves to do something new is very tough, right? So I try and make it as non-intrusive on your current day-to-day life as possible. And I'll show you what I mean in a little bit. So to start, this is our dashboard, okay? You can now sort and see all of your funnel process, your lead distribution, any different types of funnel you may have. You can see all of it at a glance. You can see lead source. If you had different types of ads running, you could see all of that here as well. So this is the dashboard, right? And so the next thing that you'll notice is you will also have your own texting and calling ability, where you'll get your own phone number. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to link up your Instagram, your Facebook, TikTok, Google My Business, and you'll be able to see all of your emails, phone number, or text messages, social media DMs, all within here. So to start, here's a prime example of when someone fills out a form on Sage's website. So someone is just simply filling out a form with the amount of people, the event date, different places like where it'll be held, type of event. And then what happens is they'll get a text saying thank you and requesting to ask one more question, right? So someone will say yes, and we'll say, okay, are you looking for seated family style stations or unknown? They say stations. The system can actually tag now that they said stations. So through asking people a question or two through a text message, we can actually aggregate more data points on our customers and prospects. So from there, you'll want to go to your contacts, and you can now tag and sort for different people. So let's say I want to, see all of the weddings that came in through our social media efforts, right? So I can click on weddings, and I can click on social media. Let's go to social media, apply, and there we go. So now I can see, 12 or 13 weddings came in because of the social media efforts that the company was doing, right? So you can now really start to refine your data and refine your contacts even more. And the best part too is I can click this button and I can send a drip SMS campaign, right? Where I can text people, I can put different templates. I can set it in drip mode, so so you don't get flagged or you don't get marked as spam. So that's a really useful tool for if you're ever doing email marketing. So you can actually upload your own list into here, and you can do your own email marketing. I don't have anything selected, but you can now email, and again, you can do the drip mode. The drip mode is very important if you're ever going to do this. It's so that way you're not spamming out too many people, because if you don't have a good open rate, you will get flagged as spam. So I would highly recommend using that. So this is the gist of the contacts page here. And so from there, when a new lead comes in, you need to have obviously your CRM and your pipeline, right? So this is just an example one that I created. So what would happen is it would move to Dana, who is the GM, and Dana could come onto my card and she could review all of the notes from all the stuff that I filled out from the form, plus how I replied on the text. Let's say she wants to give it and assign it to Amanda. She can drag and drop my card to Amanda, and Amanda will get emailed all of my information, and then Amanda can go and follow up with the lead, and then she moves it to complete, and it'll disappear. So with the CRM and pipeline, we will custom build and set up your entire pipeline for you, where just by simply dragging and dropping a card, it's actually initiating another automation for you that you would manually have to do. So, that's kind of the basics of the pipeline as well. So now I said before I started that we really try to push it outside of the platform. And I'll show you what I mean by that here. So if I go here, and this is now my calendar link, right? So someone can book a time on my calendar, fill out your information. You'll have to put your industry in. So now in my system, I can now easily sort for all the people that are, agency owners, and I can see how am I meeting people, like, is this networking group that I'm going to really paying off for me, right? So if you're ever networking or meeting a lot of people, this is a very good way to stay organized. Another really great tool that we've been launching out recently for a lot of clients is our note-taking form. Okay, so think of the note-taking form as your command center for the next action that you may do. Because again, like I said, you may not be trained to go into a CRM, right? People struggle a lot of times to adapt new technology. So how we try to make it as easy as possible is make it a URL click away. All you have to do, and before every meeting you get onto, you'll be sent a text message with person's information. All you have to do is copy and paste their phone number or their email into here if they're already in your system, and you can start taking your notes, right? So you can take your notes here, but then we have what I call action item buttons. So let's say you are interested in what I do and you want me to send you the sales deck, right? All I have to do is click sales deck. This is a pre-built email that we've already crafted that we would send to anybody with our sales deck attached. And I click submit, and boom, it goes off to that person, thanking them for their time and sends them the sales deck. Now, let's say you already have a client, right? And let's say you're an agency owner, and a lot of the time agency owners, we need items from a client. We need a logo, we need a brand guide, whatever it may be. So sometimes when you need a deliverable from a client, you may need to email them to remind them, a list, things like that. Well, with this, all you need to do is click action item, and I can say send the logo and brand guide lines. And I can click submit, and what it'll do is it will save my notes that I take here, and it will actually send this text right here to the client in an email where it'll say, here are the notes and action items from today's call. And it will include anything that you type in here, but not what you type in here. So it's a very intuitive way to, command the next step in the action, right, in the process. If you need to set up a drip follow-up, all right, I need to follow up this person in 48 hours, you could have a 48-hour follow-up button right here. It really is all kind of up to what you want to do. And we always try and push the limits with what these forms can do. A big thing with what we do here at Marketing Mate is every system is custom built to what you need it to do, okay? We don't just hand you the basic note-taking form. If you need a few extra pieces within it, you go through an onboarding process where we learn this about you and actually make recommendations on how we can make your note form better and provide you with the best possible automations, because we do want to make your life easier. And our goal is to save you up to 10 hours a week, every single week, through the use of automation. And we're constantly building, new features. We're actually in the midst of launching a lead scraper tool. We're working on that in the background right now, and hopefully that'll be live within the next few weeks. And we're creating different videos as well, training you and teaching you on different marketing techniques, such as email marketing, how you should probably do text message marketing, following up, and preloading all of our accounts with different proven formulas of email marketing templates, text messaging marketing templates, follow-up sequences, things like that. So, you're not alone in it when you do start setting it up. We're right there with you, providing you with resources, examples, and trying to set up the whole thing for you without you having to worry about anything. So, I mean, and Joe, is there anything you think I missed here?
No, I think that was a great overview and a great highlight, James, of all the different things that Marketing Mate can do. Um, I think the one thing, and I'm fine with opening up for questions if you are, if
Yeah.
you're ready.
Hmm.
I'll close the demo down. The thing that I think is so important, and this is where the name came from, consolidate, automate, and dominate, is a lot of people don't realize when it comes to all the different technology that you put or deploy for your business, how quickly those things add up. $100 here, $150 there, $200 there, and all of a sudden your tech stack could be 1,000 or $1,500 a month in
Hmm.
fees to be able to have access to all this technology. And then when you factor in the real cost, which is the aggravation, frustration, and lack of efficiency because they don't all work together, working with Marketing Mate is a huge, huge value set because not only are you able to many times consolidate all these services and really eliminate them, putting them all in one with Marketing Mate, for many people, in fact, probably the majority of people you work with, they save money based upon what they're currently paying for their overall tech stack, and they improve efficiency, which leads towards being more dominant. Before we get into the questions, what do you say about that? Because I know this is something you and I talk about a lot, but I'd love you to
Yeah.
share that with everybody.
I mean, and right out of the gate, here's what it kind of all just combines. It combines, the ability to have no longer have a second phone, or buy another second business phone number, give out your personal phone number. It, replaces the need for calendars, CRMs, note taking, review requests, landing page creation, your CRM pipelines, your forms on your website. There's so many tools that you may be using day to day. You might have 5, 6, 7 of them. You may not even realize, like that you're using all these, where you could just be using one account. I was actually on a call yesterday with someone, and he was blown away. He was like, "Oh my gosh, you are literally getting rid of so many things for me and just consolidating it." And he was like, "This is great." And I said, "That's what we're trying to do here. I want to make Marketing Mate the home for your operations in that sense." So and we're always trying to, like I said, keep adding more and more to make our clients and customers feel that they're supported.
Wow, that's awesome, and it's so true. And I just want to add on to that before we get into the questions, how accurate that statement is. I know for myself, and I can speak from my own experience in working with Marketing Mate. One of the areas that I struggled with, and this is the same for every entrepreneur. So as an entrepreneur, you really need to listen to this. Whether you realize it or not, you are in the data business. You
Hmm.
have to capture data, you have to capture information, names, emails, mobile numbers, everything you can about people. You're in the data business. And while I might have been very successful in other areas of my business, I had a flat F in the data category. I wasn't doing well as a collector of data for the benefit of our business, and that all changed with Marketing Mate. Now people are able to access our database and be put in our database so many different ways that I can literally say now that the sales activist is not only a sales coaching business, but it's also a data business because we are capturing data in ways that we never did before. And for every entrepreneur, please write this down. You're in the data business as well, whether you knew it or not. You definitely are. So,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, it's very, very true. So
Well,
let's. I don't want to hold.
oh, sorry, keep going.
I was just going to say, I don't want to hold it up, but I got a couple of
Yeah.
questions that people have sent me. I'd love to share these and get some answers for some people. Are you ready for some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the first one that I jotted down here that came in on one of the platforms that we're streaming on was, I already have a pretty large database. And how easy is it to transfer the data from where it currently is to Marketing Made? Is that something that you can do?
Yeah, yeah, it's just as simple as exporting your CSV file and then importing it. And we actually help you do all of that. We can help you restructure this Excel sheet to how it should be, and then help you just import the data for you, and it'll auto tag and everything like that for you.
Awesome. Okay, it's a great question, and I know um, a lot of people wonder and worry about that, because if they're carrying legacy data, how do they get it into Marketing Made to kind of jumpstart things? Now, the next
Yeah.
question that came in, and this is one that I think is really important for people now more than ever before. Does the Marketing Mate dashboard support the ability for you to be able to communicate with people multiple ways?
Yeah. So within the chat functionality, yeah, you can communicate with people through text, through email. You can communicate through Instagram Messenger, and we can set up different, automations even within the text. Where if you DM me a word, it can actually trigger an automation. If you text a word, it can trigger an automation. Um, so yeah, multiple ways you can do it.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's great. And I want to add something to that, because I know the answer, but I want you to share this because I know how impactful this is. Now, you mentioned when they text a word in to your number, to your SMS number on your account, that it will start chatting with them. Walk me through what that looks like. What exactly happens?
Yeah. So, I mean, you essentially can text the word call, um, or Joe to our phone number, and it will actually book a phone call for us where an AI bot will actually take over, and it'll say, "Hi, nice to meet you. What is your name?" And I'll say, "James." And it'll say, "James, nice to meet you. Would you like to book a call?" And it'll say, "Yes." And then it'll provide times that they're available, and it will actually literally book the entire call for us where, you don't have to do anything, and it just books the Zoom link for you, sends it on your calendar, and you show up, and that's it. And it sets up the reminder text messages as well and emails, and you didn't have to do a single thing.
Wow, that's great. Now, I knew the answer to this, and I want to share my personal experience with this, because I think it's a great example of what you just described, James. So, I went to a small business expo a short while ago, and I went armed with my Marketing Made information, and I had people texting, the word sales to the number 409-509-7355, which is my personal number. And what would happen was, I'm at the business expo, and I met some people early on while I'm at the expo, and I was there the better part of a half a day, and I was handing out this number, and I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on with my email or my calendar, because I'm walking around, I'm meeting people, and I'm sharing this number. And the exciting thing about it was, by the time I left that event, people were registering in my CRM. People were scheduling meetings to talk with me. I didn't have to stand there and get my calendar out and work with them and figure it out. They texted the number in, they got access to my information. They started communicating with my digital assistant through Marketing Mate. And before I left that event, I had meetings scheduled. And, to me, I found that so powerful, because if you're like me, you go to these events sometimes, you get physical business cards, you try to sync up later, maybe you miss people. But while you're at that event, you're not really doing that as much. You're trying to meet as many people as possible. So that one functionality, that one bit of information changed the game for us. It was a huge benefit.
And just off of that, Joe, real quick, if you are doing a lot of networking, like, this is the tool you need, right? I do a ton of networking. I was looking back at it. I've got like 350 people in my Marketing Mate account now, just over the last 4 or 5 months, and it's really nice now because, like you said, the data, like, I can go in, I can reference it, I can see. When you talk to 350 people, you forget what you talk about with people, right? So
Mhm.
now it's like I can click, I can see the notes that I'm taking with people, and it's great because it takes the thinking and remembering out of it a lot of the time, which is
Yeah.
sometimes the hardest part.
Oh, no doubt about it. Now, one of the other questions that came in, and this is one that is very important for a lot of people. Can Marketing Mate support and help in the creation of funnels and building funnels, to attract and pull in leads for a business?
Yeah, yeah, you can set up lead pages and everything on Marketing Mate. I'm actually going to be adding some tools in the future to help you create landing page offers and different things like that. That's
Nice.
many months away, and I won't go too far more into that. But we really want to power you with as many great tools as possible to bring in as much business as possible for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's no doubt. And as a Marketing Mate user and somebody that's been using it for a while now, I can tell you that's absolutely the case. James and his team have been very responsive, have been great when it comes to additional questions. And one of the other things, and I know we mentioned this in the list of things going on, and I'm excited about this because this has been a long journey for myself. For everybody that's out there that has a course or something that they'd like to sell in course form, tell us a little bit about what Marketing Mate can offer them for where they could store their courses and programs to be sold.
Yeah, so you can actually set up, well, one, you can actually set up and link your Stripe account. So now you can intake one-time payments, recurring payments, and you can get people within, and then you can give people access into the Marketing Mate account where they only have access to your videos. So now you can actually host video courses within it, and we can even set up automations on top of that, right? So let's say you have a 10-week video course, right? Maybe you want to follow up with every person after every single week. Maybe halfway through, you want to book a call just to check in. So now it's setting up these automations to one, check in with people and poll them. But then two, you can actually automate the booking of that follow up call, that check in call, right? So
Wow.
it's really getting it to where it's just so repetitive for you that all you need to do is just show up and you're good to go.
Oh, that's great. And that's so exciting. I know that was one of the first things that we started talking about, and you and your team came together and put all that stuff together for us. It's been phenomenal. So
Yeah.
um, I have one more question. And this is one of these things that I think some people ask because they aren't sure kind of where they fit in the mix. Is this something that's for large businesses? Is this something that's for small businesses? Who is Marketing Made ideally for?
So Marketing Mate is ideally for, I like to say, anyone who brings in over 10 leads a month. Okay. And what I mean by that is because, we have B2C service based companies where it's a catering company, it's a therapy office, a law office, things like that. Or it's a B2B company, where it's like a coach. Um, you know,
Well, it looks like we lost James. As is with technology, things happen. Here he comes. He's popping right back.
oh, sorry. Did I drop out? There you go.
There he is. Yeah, we
Um,
lost you for a second. No, ahead. Continue your thought, James.
No worries. Anywhere, where you're just bringing in a decent amount of leads, whether you're networking or bringing it in through your website, that's where when it's good for you. Because you got to build up the data and the pipeline, and that's when you
Mhm.
start to use Marketing Mate.
That's awesome. So anybody that's generating 10 leads or more a month. Now, I don't know about you, James, but if you're not generating at least 10 leads a month or more, I don't know if you can say you even have a business. Like you need to absolutely be generating more than
Yeah, you
than
got to be
10.
getting
So
out.
absolutely. I think it's a really, really fair statement to say that if you're looking to get more organized, more efficient, if you're looking to consolidate your tech stack and save money, there's no question about it that Marketing Mate is absolutely for you. It's something that would bring a lot of value. So, James, this has been great. I appreciate you so much sharing more about Marketing Mate. Now, how can people access and connect with you? I know we've been having it running around on the banner on the bottom, but how can people schedule their own personal demo call with you for Marketing Mate?
Yeah, you just go to meet.marketingmate.com, and that's my calendar. And we can set up a full demo. I can answer any questions you may have, show you how I build the behind the scenes automation. So there's a whole other side of the behind the scenes that you guys don't see, but I can show you a little bit of that, how we
Mm-hmm.
really blueprint them out and logically think about them. Or you can just text 878-888-6283, and we can schedule a call from there.
That's awesome. James, well, thank you so much. I can greatly encourage all of you watching this, if you're watching it live or you're catching the recording, if you really want to consolidate, automate, and dominate in 2023, you need to get set up with Marketing Mate. Just schedule a free demo with James by emailing meet, that's MEET dot marketingmate.com. You can jump onto his calendar, schedule your own personal demo where he walks through Marketing Mate with you and you can see exactly what it can do to help you and your business. James, thank you so much for your time today. It's been great. You have a great day, and thank you all for joining us. We'll talk to you
Thanks,
soon.
Joe. Thank you, everybody.